School as the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital countdown to tip-off continues. Jeff Waybright, Brian Johnson courtside here this evening, Jeff, and it's exciting to be here tonight. This should be an outstanding basketball game.
Well, if it's as good as the one that we played down in Winfield there a few months back, I guess, now. Yes, Brian, it should be very exciting. Winfield brings a very experienced team to Ripley here tonight. It's always been a battle with them, it seems like, but we'll see what happens. The Vikings have been playing some very good basketball here of late and had a good outing the last time out, so I hope those things can continue.
A poor shooting fourth period down there a month ago in Winfield, a 4-point fourth quarter for the Vikings. They held on, won that game by 3 points in dramatic fashion. You only got 9 points in that game from Luke Johnson. You had 13 from Brady. It was a tough matchup, Jeff. They were really good and physical in the paint. The Laughery brothers both played very well. Griffith shot the ball well. Music was held in check to some degree, as well as you can hold him in check. He's a great shooter. He ended that game with 8 points. It just feels to me, Jeff, tonight you can't allow Griffith or Music both to go off. You have to contain one of those kids if you want to have a chance to win here tonight. If they're both making shots, it could be a long night for the Vikings.
You're not kidding, Brian. And, you know, we went about an 8-minute stretch down there of not scoring at all, but we played pretty good defense. They didn't score either, and that's what kept us in that ball game. But those guys that they have can fire it up, and they are ready to fire it pretty much any time they touch the ball. They will penetrate. They will kick it back out to shooters. And when those guys spot up and get their feet set, they're very, very dangerous. Luke, as you said, held to a very low scoring output down there. He was on the bench the whole second period. And then, as you said, it got really, really physical inside with both he and Brady. And then we just couldn't get a call late in that ball game to help us out. They didn't complain. They just played through it and came out with the win. So hopefully tonight, these guys inside will stay on the floors. Coach Mullins had spoke about in pregame. Got to have them out there against this team. They've got some young ones inside. The two brothers, as you said, are very good. The one, I think the younger one, Toby, he likes to catch it and go left. And he almost always, Jameson Hunt and I were down here watching film the other day, and he catches it. He hardly ever turns to the middle. He always goes to that left hand, so I'm sure the scout says that. Let's see how the Vikings execute.
I think it'll be important to get the bigs going early and keep them out of foul trouble because both of those brothers, the Laughery brothers, are physical, they're strong, they're standing about 6'3", 6'4", so they'll give up a lot of height to Luke, but they're physical enough to be able to body him up and keep him out of the paint. And I thought they did a great job of that back on January the 13th.
That's exactly what they did, and they were able to get up into Luke and push him out of that low post position up the lane where when he did catch it, he wasn't in a position to score it. It wasn't just a drop-step catch, go to the front of the rim or go backside. He was too far away to get there, so he ended up passing the ball out, resetting, and they, as you said, they did a good job. They kept switching on him inside. Both of them, they're 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", and strong, so they use that to their advantage.
Vikings win this game tonight, Jeff. They've all but locked up home court in sectional play and probably in regional play as well. This is a big game. This is the biggest regular season game we've had in a while.
Without a doubt, this means a lot. We've taken care of business on the road. We've got the wins when we needed the wins. Now we're back at home in front of another huge crowd here tonight at the Health Center. And we just got to take care of business, partner. It is, as we always say with Coach Mullins and his squad, business as usual. They come out of the locker room. You know, there's not a lot of jumping up and down and a hoorah, and they just kind of do their thing out there getting loose, and let's see if they're ready to go tonight.
How do you think we get Luke going tonight? Do we run some set plays for him? Do we get out in transition via some good defense to get him going early? we need him up around 20 tonight, I think, if we want to have a chance to win.
I think you're right, and depending upon how they play us, Brian, will depend on what we do to get him going. If they come out in man-to-man, I love it when he runs that little high screen and loops around on a backside screen. Isaiah throws the alley-oop, and he slams it. That's a great way to get started.
Yeah.
If not, if they're in a zone, then we'll have to have guys like Cade and Dylan out there, and even Isaiah putting the ball up and in from the perimeter. Change the lineup a little bit with Dylan starting and Virgil coming off the bench. And Dylan has been shooting the ball very well here of late, and he has really, really picked up his game on the defensive end.
We shot the ball pretty well down there, Jeff. 49% from the floor, 43% from the line. That has to improve, and I think it has gotten a little better since then, but still not good enough.
No, it's not. We talk about it night in and night out, how important it is. And, we tend to forget sometimes early in a ball game when free throws are missed. We don't really, get really concerned about that. But they mean a lot, especially late in the game when it's a 1 or 2 point game. You got to make those early to get that free throw shooting going a little bit. Our guys, I don't know if it's lack of concentration. I don't know what the problem is, but we've got to make free throws. Girls
found themselves in a hole last night, came out flat-footed. Boys have to avoid that tonight. This team is too good. They're too powerful offensively to get yourself in a double-digit hole, even if it's early in the game. Too tough to battle out of it. It takes too much energy to fight to get back into it. You have to avoid that. If Winfield comes out and they make a few shots in the first couple possessions, then that just means on the offensive end, you've got to find points.
Yeah, and, our defense has led to our offense. And I tell you, the key out there for us tonight, I do believe, is the guy that runs the show, number 11, Isaiah Casto. I mean, he played like a man possessed last game. Triple-double, hitting the boards both on the offensive end and the defensive end, driving the ball strong to the hole, making some great passes. We go as he goes. He drives the car, so to speak, and we've given him the keys. And he's got to continue to do that. I asked him before the game, I said, you got another one in you? And he said, I think so.
I saw him out last night, Jeff, having dinner as a team prior to the girls' game. They all came to support the Lady Vikes last night. I thought that was a good sign. This team's really connected. They like being around each other, and I think they sense that it's winding down one way or another. Whether they go to the tournament or not, they still only got at least a month and a half of this season left, or maybe a little over a month. So it feels like they're really trying to enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, I think reality starts to set in as you get down into the end of the season. Brian, you're exactly right. And these kids realize I only got so many games left in this blue and white uniform, and it means a lot. And so I think you're going to see our seniors really step up the intensity of their game, and you're going to see, they give great effort, but even a little more of that effort as the games dwindle down in the season.
Both teams back out on their respective ends, getting up some warm-up shots here in the pregame. We'll step out. When we return, we'll have the starting lineups and tonight's opening tip. Your number 3 ranked Ripley Vikings hosting the Winfield Generals from the Health Center. More basketball after this on C98, The Bull.
number 12, Cody Griffith. Starting at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 42, Ross Music. Starting forward, a 6'3" sophomore, number 20, Toby Lockery. Starting forward, a 6'4" senior, number 24, Tanner Lockery. And at guard, a 6'2" junior, number 34, Drew Dillard. The Generals are coached by Travis Tarr, assisted by Brian Ingram, Tom Osborne, Jordan Isley, and Jordan Stowers. Now let's bring on your Winfield Vikings. He wears number 23, a 5'11" junior guard, Dave Floyd. At forward, a 6'4" junior, number 21, Brady Anderson. At guard, a 6' junior, number 3, Dylan Castro. At the point guard position, a 6'1" senior, number 11, Isaiah Castro. And the big man in the middle, a 6'11" senior, number 1, Johnson. The Vikings are coached by Eric Collins, assisted by Davis Knight and Stevens.
Tom Hunter. Great job by him as always. And we're ready for basketball here at Dell Center. Jeff, it's got a March kind of feeling to it in here tonight.
I tell you, we're lucky. We get to sit right down here courtside and watch two teams go at it that really don't like each other a whole lot. And the intensity should be really high here tonight.
Vikings control the tip for the 17th consecutive time, if you're keeping track. Isaiah across the timeline, top circle, off to Cade, right wing. He'll penetrate, cut off by Griffith. Johnson shoots a three right of the circle. Got it. That'll get him going offensively.
And he has been on fire from three-point line here of late.
He has shot well. Vikings quickly on top. Pass off to Lowry.
He walked.
And a travel. Looked like he was going to go up on the right side of the basket. Jeff changed his mind at the very last minute and moved that pivot foot. Good start for the Vikings.
The 6'11" guy inside will make you do that. I've never played against one, but it looks to me like it would change it.
5'11" guy does it to me, Jeff. There's a missed layup. Brady misses one point blank. Rebounded out of there, and here they come the other way. Three on the way, in and out.
And those point blank ones there, those are the ones we got to finish here tonight.
Dylan drives, baseline, floater, in and out. Rebounded by Luke, puts it back up and in.
Left hand, and what an effort by Luke Johnson that time as he went after that loose ball, got the 50-50 ball and stuck it back in.
He can play with a lot of freedom, Jeff, because he's gone over that 1,000-point barrier. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore, and he can just play.
I asked him tonight if he's going to start on the next 1,000.
Griffith spins to the basket. Great move, lays it up and in.
And here come the Vikings on the push.
5-2 Vikings. In the corner, Dylan Castro, high arcing three, too strong. Luke rebounds it, loses it into the hands of Lowry. Loses it into the hands of Lowry. And here come the Generals back at us. Some music. I don't have 34 in my lineup, Jeff. I'm going to have to work on that, and the Vikings get a call there. Offensive foul on Tanner Lowry.
That's Drew Dillard.
Drew Dillard. I was given some wrong information there. Sorry about that. So the Vikings lead at 5-2. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Early going. Isaiah across the timeline. He gets a screen. rolls to the basket, passes off to Dylan, now back to Luke. Luke loses a handle. Ball deflected to the backcourt, and he tracks it down.
And they wanted a foul call on Luke going after that, did Coach Tarr over here.
Probably rightfully so. Isaiah, left-hand dribble. Back to Luke. He'll shoot another three right of the circle. In and out. Lowry pulls down the rebound. Tanner, that is. Music has it tapped from behind by Isaiah, and there's a tie-up on the floor. Cade and Music, I believe. Nope, Griffith. And they will stay with Winfield.
There was Isaiah Casto, as you said, with the back tip, never giving up on the play. Almost led to a turnover by the Generals.
5:28 to go in the first quarter. 5-2. Vikings lead it.
We're checking roster numbers now to see if there's a...
So no harm, no foul. They were checking to make sure the previous foul was calling the right player. Here's Music for three. In and out. Dylan rebounds it.
Good job by Dylan coming back from his guard position and snatching that one out of the air.
He got a good look at it. Good Vikings dodge one there. Isaiah, Music steals it. Good job playing the passing lane. Spin move in the paint. And one. What a play by Ross Music. He's going to get to the line with a chance to tie it up.
They're going to call that on Isaiah Casto. Dylan and Isaiah both back on that drive. The turnover, live ball. We talked about it time and time again. They lead to easy shots usually, and that one could lead to a three-point
So they have five. Griffith has two. Music has three. Remember what we said earlier. You can't let both of those guys have big nights, or you could find yourself on the losing end of the scoreboard.
Pressure.
A little token pressure here. Dylan passes to Brady, and that's how you break the pressure. Good look from Cade. He gets the hockey assist, Jeff. Vikings back up 7-5. There's Tanner Lowry across the timeline. Gives off to Griffith between the circles, guarded by Isaiah. Isaiah's got to be careful with two fouls, or with one foul, rather. Does not want to pick up his second here in the early going. Here's Dillard, drives to the basket, got away with a travel. Back to Lowry for three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Cade.
Good job of boxing out and chasing that rebound down for Cade Good. Good hustle.
Isaiah into the front court slowly. Waist-high left-hand dribble. Crossover, double screen, top of the key. Back to Johnson. Johnson down the block to Anderson. Anderson double team, spins into the double team. Misses the shot. Put back won't go, but he's fouled. Oh, they're going to call offensive foul on Brady.
Wow. And he's got to get his momentum going toward that basket when he catches it that deep. There are times when Brady kind of goes away from it, and that's usually when he comes up short. But he's big and strong, buddy, and we need to keep throwing it down there into him.
I think he may have used his offhand to get a little separation on that rebound was the call, and Tanner Lowry, the pull-up, it's good. 7-7, we're tied. Vikings facing this three-quarter court pressure. Isaiah tries to split Cade tries to split the trap. Turnover, no call. Music goes up against 6'11", can't get it to go. Putback won't go.
Luke clears it out of there. We've got numbers.
Here come the Vikings the other way, rolling it in. Dylan with the baseline drive. He's on the board. 9-7, Vikings lead it again. Music into the front court quickly. Down the block they go to Todd Lowry. Now to Music in the corner for three. Got it.
Got to find him.
He's already has 6, Jeff, and he had 8 the entire game a month ago. So he's not a guy you can allow to just get open looks. He's going to tear you up. Dylan to Luke. Luke puts the ball on the deck, and Music's going to be caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That'll be his first, team's second. We've got some.
Will Rice will come into the game for Winfield, the 5'10 senior. Virgil Myers and Carson Hedrick into the Viking lineup.
Rice hit a couple of big threes against us last month. 10-9. The Vikings turn it over.
A lot of contact out there. Luke's just got to get down to that triple threat position and be a little stronger with the basketball.
Just got to play through it, Jeff. Jace Miller checks in the ball game. We saw this last night with the girls' game.
Tanner Lawfrey checks out for Winfield.
There's Will Rice into the front court, up the far side, hounded by Virgil. Pass off to Music now. Virgil hounding him. Little offhand, got away with a little push. No call. Rice with it, left of the circle. Back to Miller. Miller hands it off to Griffith. Griffith steps to his left, shoots a three. It won't go. Ball kept alive by Winfield. Second chance opportunity, no good. And a foul is going to be called on Toby Lowry.
So good job once again by the Vikings defensively. Virgil came in there and he was all over Music and Rice. They didn't like it. And then Luke gets the board, gets fouled, coming down with it. Third team foul on Winfield.
Cade back in the game as Brady grabs the seat. High screen between Luke and Isaiah. He takes it all the way to the basket, stops, spins, rolls, shot won't go. Got a good look at it, couldn't get it to go, and Rice clears the rebound. Griffith will bring it in the front court, up the near side. Picks up his dribble, off to Music, guarded by Hedrick. 1:52 to go. Here's Miller, off to Lowry. Ball deflected into the hands of Rice. In the far corner, he'll shoot a baseline floater, no good. The push-off is going to be called. Jace Miller, hand in the back of Isaiah, I believe.
Sure was. Good job by Isaiah boxing him out. He just got pushed underneath the basket, and the ref right there to call it. 10-9 our score. Winfield leads the Vikings by 1:40 to go here in the first period of play.
Back and forth affair here in the early going. Both teams struggling a little offensively. Cade with a drive to the basket, takes it up strong, can't finish. Griffith rebounds it. A little bit of a wild shot there from Cade. I think he got himself into a bad spot when he left his feet and had no choice.
And the Vikings have not been able to get the ball down into the low post here the last few possessions.
Miller skips it to Rice. Rice, elbow jumper. A lot of contact from Virgil, no call. It's rebounded by Miller. Now Rice back to Griffith. Long three. Too strong. Bounces out of there to the big senior, Luke Johnson. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 10-9. Winfield leads it. Cross court to Good. Back to Myers. He'll shoot the three. Got it. Virgil.
And Virgil was knocking those down before the game and in the warm-ups. And he comes in, gets a little sweat going, and is able to knock down the three, give the Vikings a 12-10 lead.
Spark off the bench from Virgil here this evening. Here's Rice in some trouble, and a timeout by Coach Tarr with 27.2 to go. It'll be a 30-second timeout, Jeff. Let's keep it here. But a big shot there from Virgil to kind of get a little momentum back to this Viking offense. It's been few and far between on the made shots. Luke came out and made a three in the early going. We've missed a lot of open shots so far here in this first.
We sure have, and, you know, that's been our M.O. here of late. A little slow start and then start picking up steam as the game goes along. You can't let Winfield hang around, though. If we can knock down some of those shots, really puts pressure on them, especially if they're not shooting the three ball well either.
Vikings back out on the floor. You have Hedrick, Johnson, Casto, Isaiah, that is, Virgil Myers, and Cade Good. Griffith, Rice, Toby Lowry, Jace Miller, and Ross Music for the Generals. Griffith will inbound it on the far side. He gets it into Rice. He's guarded by Myers. Virgil picks him up in the backcourt. Now across the timeline they come.
He walked.
And a travel. Vikings putting some pressure on Music, and he turns it over.
Hedrick doing a good job on the defense there. He'll be substituted out as Isaiah Casto comes back into the game. 10 seconds to go here, Brian. Let's see if the Vikings can get a good shot.
Here comes Isaiah, 8 seconds. Into the paint, nice crossover. Good finish by Isaiah, 14-10. The Vikings lead it. Pass ahead to Griffith. He'll hoist one from half court, and it's blocked by Isaiah. And the Vikings take a 14-10 lead into the second period when we return here from the Health Center. More Viking basketball on C98, The Bull. The Vikings will have it here as we begin the second quarter. A 5-0 run to end the first. Vikings have a 4-point lead. Luke, strong take to the basket. Lays it up and in. Some contact. He has 7 now. The Vikings lead it by 6. Largest lead of the night. Here in the early going. Music up the far sideline. In the front court to Dillard. Back to Music. He'll get a screen from Lowry. In the corner to Griffith. Near corner 3. Too strong. And Isaiah ties it up with Dillard, and we'll have a tie-up, and it'll stay with the Generals.
Well, that ball came off the rim very awkwardly. Isaiah had position. The ball bounced away from him. He was able to get up and get his paws on it and create the jump ball possession. Winfield.
Winfield's missed some open shots here that you don't normally see them miss, so some breaks for the Vikings in the early going, some open looks that they've had. Dillard off the Music near corner. Back to Lowry. Right wing, looking for space. Nowhere to go. He'll drive the baseline, cut off, reverses it back to his brother at the elbow. Far corner, Dillard. He'll drive baseline, loses the handle into the hands of Music. 3, no good. And Virgil tracks down the rebound but can't hang on. Vikings dodge another bullet, Jeff.
Trying to take off before he actually got handles on it. And you're right, Brian. But again, those long shots, those awkwardly long rebound, Vikings got to snatch those.
Another look at a 3. Music misses another one. Vikings dodge another bullet.
Well, that one got in the big man's hand. There wasn't anybody slapping that one away.
Typically, you give them too many opportunities, they're going to make a scrambled 3 on you. Vikings dodge a bullet. Brady, strong take, up and in. The big man through the contact and 1. He finished with 13 down there a month ago. Foul on Toby Lowry. That'll be 2 on him.
And
Brady to the line.
He drove it strong. He gathered himself, chested the basketball, and was able to go up and put it in. And again, free throws.
Free throw shooting woes continue for the Vikings. 18-10, they lead at Music. Gets a screen off to Griffith. He'll shoot a contested 3. Too strong. Lowry rebounds it. Another 3, this time from Dillard. They're not going to miss too many of them, Jeff. If you give them that many opportunities, they're going to eventually make one. It's 18-13. Down on the block they go to Anderson. Left-hand shot, good.
What a lob pass by Johnson. What a catch and finish by Brady.
Dillard will take it against the big man. And 1. He finishes other side of the rim. Strong take from Drew Dillard, and Luke's going to pick up the personal.
Yeah, we've got to get back and stop the ball, Brian. We've talked about that, in previous games. When we break down defensively is when we don't run back down after a make and get ourselves in position to stop the ball. Most important thing out there, of course, is that. And they get straight line dribbles. When we come to help and try to rotate, it makes it really tough on our big guys inside if they aren't anticipating the next pass. So pick up a foul, cheap one there. For Luke.
So Dillard to the line, free throw up and in. Back to a 4-point game.
just that quickly, and Winfield's going to come up in pressure. And
Isaiah into the front court to Dillon. Dillon takes it right to the basket. A lot of contact, no call. Brady rebounds it, lays it up and in.
But a good job by Dillon of recognizing that and getting his feet in the paint, because even though he missed the shot, Brady was right there on the offside, as you called, buddy.
We've said it. Sometimes our best offense is a missed shot because we are so good on the offensive glass. Griffith drives at baseline. Right by Luke. Luke just allows him to go right by him, tries to block it from behind, unable to do so, and it's back to a 4-point game.
And the on-ball defense by the Vikings initially makes it real tough.
Brady, shot won't go. Contact, no call. Dillard clears the rebound. Here comes Dillard into the front court. He'll drive at baseline. Kicks it out to Music, right wing. Back to Dillard near corner.
He walked.
Music's got it. Gets a screen from Lowry. He'll drive it in the paint to Miller on the handoff. Nowhere to go. In the paint. Elbow jumper. Nice head and shoulders fake, Jeff. I thought Tanner Lowry was going to shoot the elbow jumper, and he got Luke in the air and went right by him and laid it in. And 4 for Tanner.
Quick run here by the Generals. Cut the lead to 22-20.
Was an 8-point lead a moment ago. Dillon to Anderson, top circle. Back to Cade. Cade back to Anderson. Floats it down on the block to Luke. Double teamed, and he's going to be fouled.
It's Music, I think.
If it's Music, that's a big foul, and it is. That's 2 on him. So he'll have to come out of the game, and Rice will come in for him. He had 6 early points in this game. Been scoreless here in the second.
Getting the team fouls adjusted. 6 for Winfield, 3 for the Vikings.
They didn't give him time to get it on the board. Here's Luke, a good entry pass from Brady. He lays it up and in. 9 for Luke. 24-20, back to a 4-point game. Here's Lowry to Rice, and that's close to 10.
Yeah,
I was going to
say.
A 10. Had to be close. Good defense by the Vikings. Really a little token pressure, Jeff, that ended up forcing the turnover.
Yeah, Rice, the senior, is not their best ball handler. When Music comes out, the ball handling drops off a little bit. I mean, he's a good player, and he's smart. But that time, the pressure allowed the Vikings to get the turnover.
Anderson tries to force one down to Luke, and anytime you overshoot a 7-footer, you've thrown it too high as Miller gets a lay-in. Good pass from Lowry. 24-22. And Coach Mullins wants a full timeout to talk about it with 3:43 to go here in the first half. We'll step out, Jeff. Vikings. Generals locked in a good one here from the Health Center. We'll be back. More Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bull. 3:43 to go here in the first half, and Jeff, Coach Tar is going to roll the dice and get Music back in the ball game with 2 fouls, and you got to believe Derek Mullins' team's going to go right at him if they get a chance on the offensive end.
Almost 4 minutes at 3:43 to go here in the second period. You're exactly right, Brian. We'll find out who he's matched up against now as both teams come back onto the floor. Vikings lead, as you said, 24-22. We're in second period action here at the Health Center. Great crowd here tonight. Great ball game thus far.
So Rice will come out, and Music will come back in for him. Luke off to Dillon near corner. Dillon dribbles it back out to Brady. Brady cross court to Cade, trying to get it down to Luke on the block. Back to Isaiah now. Left wing. Down on the block they go to Brady. Double team. Spins to his left shoulder. Shot won't go. Griffith rebounds it.
Brady again with contact. Miller right there. Miller's a pretty strong individual himself.
He is very strong. This is a strong group. Music gets a look at an open three. He's not going to miss many of them, Jeff. You can't get him that many opportunities. Winfield on top, 25-24. 9 for Ross Music tonight. Isaiah, hands all over him by Dillard. Takes it to the bucket, can't connect. And coming out of there with a rebound was Lowry.
As you said, a lot of contact on the dribble drive by Isaiah. Can't get the call.
Music to Griffith, far corner. He'll drive at baseline. Cut off by Cade. Head and shoulders fake by Lowry. Back to Dillard. Dillard drives it. Now a free throw line jumper, up and in. They move the basketball very well, Jeff. That's why you have to be disciplined defensively or you'll get yourself lost. 27-24, Winfield, 3-point lead. Dillon.
I was going to say.
And a foul is going to be called on Griffith. That's 7. So 1-1 for the Vikings with 2:21 to go here in the half. They'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Dylan Casto going to the line for the Vikings. 1 plus the bonus.
Dylan, one of our better free throw shooters. He hasn't had many opportunities this year. Missed it. Missed the front end, which never good. He doesn't miss many. That's his first miss of the season. So Music now in the front court. Long two. Got it. 5-point Winfield lead, 29-24. Isaiah, hesitation into the paint. Can't get it to drop. One and done for the Vikings.
And we've got nobody crashing the offensive boards, Brian, after the missed shot.
29 to a deep three from Music. Feeling it. Got him going now, Jeff, and the Vikings in some trouble. 32-24, down 8 with 1:35 to go here in the half. Isaiah trying to get across that screen, cut off by Dillard. Johnson to Casto. Dillon, left-hand dribble. Nowhere to go with it. Off to Cade, left wing, 1:20 to go.
Let's get Cade going to the basket somewhere.
Dillon near corner, down the block to Luke. Luke spins into the paint, hook shot, up and in. He has 11, back to 6. Vikings need a stop. 1:05 to go here in the half. Music, and a foul is going to be called on Isaiah. And it was definitely a foul.
He's saying Isaiah is complaining, saying he hooked me. That's what caused him to go down, but we can't afford to get him any more fouls here with 1:02 to go in the second period. So the Castos come out of the lineup as Virgil and Hedrick go back in.
There's Tanner Lowry with it. Hands it off to Griffith. Guarded by Good. Off to Dillard. Dillard gets a screen.
Moving screen.
No call. Bodies on the floor. Music feeling it. Near corner. Buries a three.
Virgil looks over at the coach. Coach isn't guarding anybody.
Hedrick gets a look at a three in transition. Rolls it in. Big shot for Carson Hedrick. Give the assist to Cade Good. Vikings back to within 6. Got to get a stop. Got to defend Music. He's feeling it.
Oh, push off.
Offensive foul not called on Music. Good gets him on the switch. Griffith with it. 17 seconds.
Steal
by Virgil, and a foul on Griffith. That'll be his second. Good play by Virgil. So Virgil's going to go to the line, Jeff, with a chance to make it a 4-point game.
And again, the missed foul shots by the Vikings coming into play here in the first half, Brian. I don't know for sure what the percentage is, but it hasn't been real good.
Hasn't been good all year, Jeff. We've struggled from the free throw line. Shooting just a shade over 60% as a team, and Virgil misses it. Dillard rebounds it. We're going to have to figure that out, Jeff, if we want to make a run to the Civic Center. Here's 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Lowry drives to the basket. Pass off into the hands of Miller. 1 second. He's going to shoot a tough contested two. Vikings play some good defense in the final possession. And Winfield can't increase the lead here as we go to the break. 35-29. Winfield leads it We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this, right here on C98, The Bull. Welcome back to Ripley High School, Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report. Jeff Waybright, Brian Johnson. One half of play in the books, Jeff, and Coach Mullins not going to be pleased when he sees the stat sheet here at the half. The Vikings getting killed on the glass. Only 11 rebounds total for the Vikings in that first half compared to 18 for Winfield. The Vikings and the Generals both with 5 turnovers and missed free throws. Vikings 0 for 3 from the line in that first half after shooting 52% from the floor. So they have to find a way to get extra shots. That typically the offensive glass has been kind to them all season long. Last couple of games, not so much.
Winfield coming out and playing way more aggressively than the Vikings are, pretty much on all areas of the court, Brian. Rebounding, as you just pointed out, but also defensively, they've been up in our grill and not allowing us to penetrate, kick, find open shooters. Or we have had some success lobbing it down into the post. We just got to finish when we get it down there. But on the offensive end, we haven't been able to get out on shooters, and they have used that mid-range game in the low post, especially against Luke, as they bring out Laffery and shoot that little 10, 15-footer. We got to either come out and seal or, take our chances because they're doing everything they want to do on the offensive end as far as getting the shots they want.
Ross Music, 11 points in that first half. He leads all scorers, 6 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 7 from behind the arc. Got to get a hand in his face. You can't give him open shots or you're going to pay the price.
And it actually seemed like he had more than that because he wasn't missing very often, especially late into the second period of play, Brian. And, a guy like that, you've got to get out on him, and you just can't turn and leave him and let him go back door on you or change courts on you and not find him, because if he gets his feet set, we've seen what can happen here tonight. He hit the one long bomb. I mean, we'll give that one to him most of the night. But, in the motion offense, he's very dangerous if you get lost on the defensive end.
Best way to defend him, Jeff, is get him his third foul early going in the third and get him off the floor. Vikings have to find him on the offensive end, and they have to go at him.
Yeah, and he really got away with one there late in the second period. He was closely guarded by Virgil and used that left arm to push off. Couldn't get the call, and Virgil was a little perplexed about that. But that's going to happen, you're right. If we can get him and a couple others in some foul trouble, that should make a huge difference.
It's been third quarters have been kind to the Vikings over the last couple of games, playing great defense, also scoring the basketball. Whatever Coach Mullins does at halftime, he's going to need to do it again here tonight.
Yeah, we've got to come out of that locker room on a mission, Brian. I'm sure they're going to make some adjustments. Getting around the screens a little better, maybe switching. But if you switch, you got to find shooters. You can't get caught looking back because they're really good about quickly passing the ball to the open shooter. So if you switch, sometimes you can get lost. So we got to do a little better job there. But I think, you're going to see us come out very aggressively against them on the defensive end. We don't really have anybody in foul trouble, especially inside. Isaiah, we got to keep him on the floor as much as possible. And Dylan and Cade have got to find opportunities to knock down some threes to get us going a little bit.
Find out what we're made out of, too, Jeff. Trailing a really good basketball team here by a couple of possessions at halftime. We'll see, do we fold up the tents and come out and hope we win, or do we come out playing aggressive and get ourselves back into this game? I think they've answered that bell, especially at St. Albans in a loss last week, a week ago tonight, actually. Found themselves down 18 in that game and had a chance to win it late. Weren't able to make the plays they needed to make to do so. But if that team responds tonight like they did last Tuesday night and on this past game at home Thursday night, then they're going to have a chance to win here tonight.
Yeah, and, we just got to right the ship. This game is still a very close ball game, as you said, 2 possessions. And the Vikings we've seen have been able to come out in the third period in games prior. This team, much like St. Albans, gives us some matchup problems. They have got some guards that are pretty quick off the bounce, can create for themselves. They're not just set spot-up shooters. And they've got some big guys that can penetrate and finish. So much like St. Albans, this Winfield team is built similarly to them.
All right, Jeff, we'll step out. When we return, we'll have second half action from the Health Center. The Vikings trail 35-29 here at the break. More Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bull. way. Vikings have it moving left to right from our broadcast position here courtside at the Health Center. Set play out of the break. Virgil starting the second half. Off to Cade, to Anderson, top circle. He spins it to the elbow. Back to Virgil. He drives it. Now off to Luke, and the Vikings turn it over. Stolen by Lowry. He'll bring it into the front court. Passes off to Miller, who started the second half. Music drives it. Too strong. Miller rebounds it. And a three near corner, good.
And that's Lowry getting that. And here comes Cade right
Cade
back.
Takes it right to the hoop and lays it up and in. Vikings battle back to within 7. Griffith not starting here in the second half either. Music, little step back two, in and out. Luke, that was all the way down in and rattled out. Break for the Vikings.
And Cade has got a good opportunity here on the offensive end with Music guarding him. He doesn't want to pick up that third.
Isaiah too strong on the layup. He won't miss many of those. So Miller is starting. It's Dillard not in there as they shake these lineups up. Shot by Griffith, no good.
And Brady pulls down that board.
Here's Myers into the front court. Off to Anderson. Down on the block, they go to Luke. Contact from behind, no call. He lays it up and in, give the assist to Brady. Luke has 13. Vikings back to within 5.
And it's on this end, Brian, the defensive end, where the Vikings have got to get back in this ball game. Got to get some stops.
Miller baseline. Into the paint, back out to Lowry. Now Dillard. He'll drive it. In the corner to Miller. Fakes the three, takes it to the bucket. Shot won't go. Fouled by Anderson.
And there again, on-ball defense. When you get beat and there's a straight line dribble to the basket, whether it's baseline or out on the perimeter, it just creates havoc defensively.
That's 2 on Brady. Miller at the line makes the first.
I don't know that Miller's that big a threat from the perimeter, Brian. Probably it will be more than not a fake from the perimeter to get his feet in the paint and close to the basket.
Makes both. Back to 7. The advantage for the Generals. Isaiah gets it up the far side. He'll bring it into the front court. Skip pass ahead to Cade. He'll take it right to the basket. Nobody stopped the basketball, and it won't get a whole lot easier than that for the Vikings. Back to 5. 40-35 your score. Griffith left-hand dribble into the paint. Out to Dillard for 3. In and out. Luke rebounds it. Vikings dodge another bullet.
We need some more of those type of shots.
Brady on the cut through. Clears a little space. Layup won't go. Brady, another point-blank miss. Again, he doesn't miss many of those.
Oh, there's a push-off.
Music not called for the push-off, and then Virgil called for the foul. Coach Mullins asking for the push-off. The official said, I know.
Then call it, if you know, right?
That's my thought, but I'm not the official. So.
That's twice that Music's got away with that left arm lead, as he doesn't like Virgil up in his grill.
I think that's why Virgil's in there right now. Virgil draped all over him again. He'll get a screen from Lowry. Drives
There's another
it to the elbow.
push-off.
Here's Dillard. Lowry, head and shoulders fake. Back to Dillard, baseline. Looking to get it down to Toby Lowry. Back to Tanner, floater in the paint. No good, gets his own rebound. Shot up, in, foul on Brady. Second chance opportunities are killing the Vikings tonight.
Got to go board it. And they are making their shots in the paint, and we have struggled a little bit there.
3 fouls on Brady for Tanner Lowry. The chance to make it a 8-point game, and he does. He has 12. Just getting out executed here tonight, Jeff. You have to give all the credit in the world to the Generals. They're doing what they have to do to get shots, and Virgil in the far corner had a chance at a 3, dribbles out of it, back to Luke, down on the block to Brady, and they throw it away.
And the Vikings very sloppy on the offensive end.
Music in transition. Isaiah jumps to the strong hand, forces him baseline. Back to Dillard. Lowry thought about a three. Passes to his brother Toby. Back to Tanner. He'll shoot a long two. Too strong. Cleared by Isaiah. Vikings into the front court. Dylan Casto will check in next dead ball. Luke puts the ball on the deck, and a block is called, a late call. Winfield fans disagree. Viking fans love it. That's the second call on Lowry.
And he didn't get in front of Luke at all that time. Luke had him on his hip. He tried to get the officials who love to come make that call.
Here's an inbounds pass to Luke. They just floated up around the basket, and he lays it in. Back to 6.
Vikings have got to start
getting some
controlling
stops.
the board and getting some stops. You're right.
There's Music. Guarded by Virgil. Off to Dillard. Back to Music.
Wall.
Good closeout from Virgil. He shoots a contested three, airballs it. He's screaming for the foul. Coach Tarr wanted the call, and they're not going to get it.
Show the replay on that one. That was a flop. Virgil was there. He forced the shot up, trying to get bailed out.
Vikings a chance to get to within 4 or 3 with a three-pointer. Ball knocked away by Lowry. Gathered back in by Isaiah. Cade will shoot a long three. Got it! Cade Good steps into one. He has 7. We're back to 3. 3:27 to go here in the third. What a big shot from the junior. Tough screen for Isaiah. They force it down the block to Lowry. He's going to and one, and a foul on Isaiah.
Good entry pass that time as Isaiah got hung up on the screen over the top. That's going to be the third foul, I believe, on him, Brian, and he couldn't recover once he got back on his feet, though. They just lobbed it inside to the much bigger Loffery.
Vikings in some foul trouble, and they continue to make their free throws, and the Vikings don't. So Brady into the game.
Virgil out.
Coach is going to roll the dice with his 2 players with 3 fouls here. 46-40 the score. Answer the three-point shot by Good with an old-fashioned three-point play. Cade drives, baseline, shot blocked. Good play by Lowry. Rebounded by Music. Into the front court, elbow 2, got it. In rhythm, he has 19. Back to 8, just like that, a 5-point surge for Winfield, and a foul is going to be called
And
on Lowry. That's his third.
the call was probably the right one, but it was just a little late. Brady had him sealed, and then he hooked and picks up the foul inside. So Miller will come in, replacing Lowry.
So Isaiah will inbound it under his own basket. So we got a warning on Coach Tarr. Near side official had heard enough from him. Isaiah into Anderson. Right wing to Dillon. Back to Anderson. Now Dillon near corner down the block to Luke. Double team, fouled, can't get it to fall. He just turns into the paint, and
that's going to be on Dillard.
that will be 2 on Dillard. 2:38 to go, and Luke's to the line. He has 15.
Hedrick and Myers will check in.
Finally made a free throw.
The Vikings. Brady and Cade will go out.
So the substitutions aplenty here for the Vikings. Luke got both. He has 17. 48-42. Back to 6, Jeff. We just can't seem to get over the hump. Here's Griffith into the front court. Off to Lowry. Now cross court to Dillard, left wing. Back to Music. He'll shoot a turnaround 2, in and out. Dillon rebounds it.
Here come the Vikings.
Myers into the front court. Off to Isaiah, left wing. Back to Dillon. He'll shoot a 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Miller. Had a good look at it. Couldn't get it to go.
Got to step into that one, partner. A little flat.
48-42, 2 minutes to go in this one. In the third, rather. Here's Hedrick defending Griffith. Down on the block to Miller. Puts his shoulder into Dillon. Can't get it to go. Pretty good defense by Dillon holding its ground. Quickly in the front court, Myers for three. In and out. Rebounded by Lowry. We just can't get any second chance opportunities, Jeff. Unable to get the basketball. Here's Griffith. Left-hand dribble. Hard take. Into the paint. Out to Dillard. Dillard drives it into the paint. Right-hand scoop shot. Won't go. Another missed opportunity for the Generals. Luke clears the rebound. 6-point game. Isaiah gets a screen from Luke. Rolls to the elbow. Pulls back. Foul line jumper too strong. Into the hands of Dillon. Vikings get another look at it. Myers.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, no call. So a and one opportunity for Dillard. I'm still somewhat blown away by the non-call on this end. So a chance to make it a 9-point game.
50-42 our score. 58 seconds to go here in the third period. Vikings trail by this 8-point deficit as Dillard shoots and misses.
Finally missed one, and Isaiah goes high for the rebound, and it's batted out of bounds. So good into the ball game for Dylan Casto.
The scrappy bunch from Winfield, partner. They just keep clawing and fighting. And
Vikings are going to have to dig deep. Here's Isaiah, spins into the paint. A right-hand finish, can't go. It's been that kind of a night. Just can't get the ball to fall on the offensive end. That's on Dillard. That'll be his third, I believe. So Isaiah goes to the line. That's two on Dillard, excuse me. Isaiah up and in, first one. No dribble. Catches, fires. 7-point game. The senior back to the line. Gets the ball from the official. Knocks it in. He has 4, back to 6. Vikings need to stop. Griffith up the far side, into the front court. Angling toward the near side. Back cross court to Miller. Miller trying to get it to Music. Good defense by Hedrick. Back to Griffith, left wing. They'll try to melt the clock and hope for the final shot. Dillard drives. Cut off by Virgil. Back out to Tanner Lowry. Guarded by Luke. 16 seconds. Trying to get it in the hands of Griffith. Out to Music. 10 seconds. Virgil guarding him. Spins to his right. Little push off again. No call. Buries the shot. They're not going to call that, Jeff. You're not going to be able to stop him.
Nope.
2 seconds. Isaiah from half court. Short. And the Vikings go to the fourth, trailing by 8. They got their work cut out for them here tonight. Can they make a comeback? We'll see after this. You're listening to Viking basketball on C98, The Bull. High School. Got a good one going here, Jeff. Vikings are going to have to dig deep. They're going to have to find a way to claw back into this game. They need to stop here. Can't let this lead stretch out into double digits as Winfield will have it to start the fourth. Moving from our right to left, Music crossover. Down the corner to Griffith, guarded by Myers. He'll drive it baseline. Off to Lowry, in the hands of Dillard. Dillard drives into the paint. Scoop shot up and under, no good. Vikings get a stop. Luke clears the rebound. Here come the Vikings. Need some offense. We need a 4-point fourth quarter out of the Generals like we gave them down there a month ago to give them an opportunity to come back and win that game. Vikings just everything difficult tonight. Winfield just playing harder than the Vikings from the tip, and Brady gets a lay-in. Big bucket.
You got to get stops. Got to put 2 or 3 stops together to claw our way right back into this ball game.
6-point game, long too from Music, and he just is absolutely on fire. He has 23.
That high screen, you got to hedge on him and then recover. We haven't done a good job, and when he gets separation, you called it, Brian. He's really, really on tonight.
Nice take from Isaiah. Right-hand finish up and in. He answers. Back to 6. 54-48. Griffith into the front court, out near the Viking logo. Left-hand dribble into the paint, picks up his dribble, out to Music. Isaiah guarding him. Gets a moving screen, no call. Ball deflected into the hands of Dillard. Now down the block to Lowry. Lowry puts his elbow down, or his shoulder down, and roots out some space and lays it up and in. Another bucket for the Generals.
And again, you know, Luke has got to take some chances down there and try to get some rejections on those guys inside.
Isaiah again, all the way to the basket. A lot of contact. No call. Cade can't pull the rebound down. They had a chance. Griffith clears it. Miller in transition, 10-point game.
They're running us out of the gym right now to extend the lead to 10 points.
Full timeout for the Vikings. Jeff will take one, too. 58-48. Vikings running out of time here tonight. More Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bull. Vikings will get Dylan Casto back in the game, hoping to kickstart the offense a little bit, but trailing by 10 here with 6 minutes to go in the ball game. They got to get stops, and they got to get a bunch of them.
Without a doubt, partner, we have not shot the ball well inside or out or at the free throw line, and thus 48 points is all we have with 6:03 to go. Trailing by 10 to the Winfield Generals. Somebody's got to get excited about playing the basketball game for the next 6 minutes here in Ripley.
So both Lowry brothers in the ball game, along with Will Rice for Winfield. Cade drives it on Music all the way to the basket. Shot up and in, no call. Good strong take by Cade, back to 8.
And, I mean, he was hammered down the baseline.
Vikings turn the pressure up. There's Lowry with it, up the near side. Off to Rice. Rice across the timeline. Now to Music. Off to Griffith in the far corner, guarded by Cade. He'll spin, baseline move. Cut off, reversing it back out to Tanner Lowry. Now to his brother Toby, back to Tanner. Yo-yo it across the top of the key, the two brothers. Trying to get it in the hands of Music. He'll find his brother Tanner left wing. Rice on the cut through. Not in a hurry. They got an 8-point lead with 5 minutes to go. Here's Tanner with it.
It's almost like a little mini delay here as the Vikings going to have to extend the defense.
Logan did that against the Lady Vikings a few weeks ago, and it came back to haunt them. They had a 5-point lead with 3 minutes to go, and they took the air out of the basketball and ended up losing. See if the Vikings can get a stop defensively. Nice cut through, shot up, no good. Toby Lowry can't connect. Anderson with the rebound. Vikings chance to cut it to 6. Brady in the corner to Dillon. He'll drive it. Cut off. Back to Anderson. Anderson drives it back in the corner to Dillon. Now to Johnson, right wing. Now across court to Casto. Isaiah drives it into the paint. Out to Dillon. Near corner three. In and out. And tracked down by Isaiah. Good effort by Isaiah to come out and give the Vikings another opportunity. With 4 minutes exactly remaining. Brady drives to the basket and a flop, and they're going to call the offensive foul. You can see it coming. 4 fouls on Brady.
You know, you saw the last possession where Lawford cleared out for Luke against Luke twice and couldn't get that call, probably because he didn't go to the ground. But that one, Brady takes it strong to the hoop, picks up his 4th foul.
There's Griffith into the front court. To Dillard, baseline. He'll drive it. Here's a elbow jumper. Nothing, doesn't catch anything. And a great effort by Music to bounce it off of Cade. Vikings sleepwalking at the wheel here, Jeff. Full timeout by the Winfield bench. Will take one, too. 58-50 Vikings. 3.5 minutes to get back into this one. We'll see if they can when we return. You're listening to Ripley Viking Basketball, C98, The Bull. Not been a thing of beauty for the Vikings. It's been unkind to say the least. You said it in the break. This might be the worst performance we've had in a while.
Yeah,
from top to bottom.
Just the energy, Brian, out there. You know, they're holding the ball on us. We're coming out and guarding, but we're not really putting pressure to the extent that it gets them to not be able to do what they really want to do. So, you know, 16 fouls on the Vikings, 4 on the Generals.
The Generals just want it more than the Vikings right now, Jeff, and that's pretty apparent. Music back to Dillard. Overplay by Isaiah. Back out to Lowry. They're going to be content to just melt as much clock as possible with an 8-point lead, as you would imagine they would. There's Griffith back to Lowry. Tanner, that is. Now to Dillard.
Going to get the 3-minute mark.
Back to Toby Lowry. Now to his brother, top circle. 3 minutes to go. Tanner might get a 5-second call. It's tipped out of there by Luke, and then they throw it away. So you go into this stall, Jeff, and this sometimes happens. You get out of your rhythm. You don't do what brought you there, and you allow teams to creep back into it. Can the Vikings take advantage?
Well, let's see. They have the ball. Let's see if we can get a bucket here quickly on this possession.
Dillon, far corner, back to Isaiah. Now Brady. He'll spin. Into the paint he goes. Takes it up strong. A lot of contact. No call. Back to 6. 2-possession game. 2.5 minutes to go. Can they get another stop? In the corner to Music. He'll fire a 3. In and out. Quick shot. Wouldn't have any problem with it, and then the Vikings turn it over.
It's been that kind of night, partner.
Unforced.
Got the miss from Music.
Vikings substitution number 20, Virgil Myers.
Brady
Just couldn't control it.
Trying to keep him in the ball game. Virgil comes in for defensive purposes. Griffith will inbound it. They got the quick shot. They got the rebound, Jeff. Could have made it a 4-point game. Cade hitting the head. He's in the backcourt. Down on the block, they go to Lowry. His shot won't go. Luke high for the rebound, and he is going to be fouled.
Is that Music?
That'll be 3 on Music.
Still,
he didn't agree with the call, but
team fouls. Vikings with 2 minutes to go. They are 2 fouls away yet from being in the bonus.
Gotta hurry. 2:05. 2-possession game. 2:05 to go in the ball game. Isaiah into the front court, off to Brady. Head and shoulders fake in the corner to Dillon. Pump fakes, baseline, floater, short. Nobody can get the ball to fall tonight. Rebounded out of there by Dillard, and then Music loses it, and it goes right into the hands of Lowry. And Tar wants a timeout with 1:43 to go here in the ball game. Third full timeout, actually. Jeff, let's just keep it here. Vikings just can't make the play they have to make to get themselves in a situation where they have a chance to win this ball game. And credit to Winfield. They've done a great job forcing turnovers, forcing tough shots, getting on the glass, getting rebounds. That's been the difference tonight.
And Virgil Myers will check back into the ball game for the Vikings. But you're right, Brian. They've run at us, and we have hesitated. We've run at them, and they've drilled it. And that's been the difference. They have had the hot hand from the perimeter and been able to knock down shots when they needed them. Also been able to get key rebounds when they needed them. We got to board it on the defensive end. We can't give them second and third shot opportunities. When you do, they make you pay, and thus we're down 2 possessions here by 6, 58-52. Still time in this game for the Vikings to get back in this thing. We just got to get some stops or get them to the foul line and hope they miss the front end of some one-on-ones.
58-52, 1:43 to go in the ball game. Griffith will inbound it right in front of us here, near side. He gets it into Toby Lowry, and Luke's going to be whistled for the personal foul. That'll be his second. They're going to try to quickly get into the bonus so they can extend this basketball game. Brady Anderson back in.
And now it becomes a free throw shooting contest.
And that's not typically a great thing for the Vikings, or it hasn't been so far this season. Toby Lowry, 1-1, good.
And there's been the difference. I don't know what they are as a team from the foul line, but it seems like they've been able to knock them down more than not here tonight.
7 of 8. Vikings 4 of 7. Make it 8 of 9. 8-point advantage. We'll have to get some quick offense. Isaiah into the front court. 1:38 on the clock. He'll drive it. High ball screen. Off to Cade. Cade drives. Floater in the paint. Rolls it in. Timeout Vikings. Back to 6. 30-second timeout by Coach Mullins. And Virgil will check back in for Brady.
We got to get a steal. If we don't get a steal, we got to put them at the line quickly and hope that they don't execute from the foul line, Brian. We don't have enough time to let them take 10 seconds off the clock, dribble it down, and hope we can get a stop. If we're going to not get the steal quickly, we've got to put them at the line.
If you're Coach Tar, you're telling your team, be strong with the basketball and make your free throws, and it's a moot point. We walk out of here with a victory.
And try to get it in the hands of 42 or 12.
Absolutely. Any of them, really. They've all shot the ball well from the free throw line when they've had opportunities. But, yes, you want to, at best, get the ball in the hands of Music. As Dillard will inbound it with 1:31 to go here to Lowry, and they get him streaking to the basket. And an offensive foul. Great job by Cade Good. And that is going to be 4 on Music.
And not much time off the clock there. Let's see if the Vikings can flip this here.
A 3 changes the complexion of things considerably. Luke to Cade. Cade across the top of the circle to Anderson. Down the block to Luke. Spins into the paint. Shot block. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up and in.
Got to get another stop here.
Pass back to Tanner Lowry. 4-point game, 60-56. Here's Griffith. Had a shot at a layup, passed on it. Now he's trapped in the corner, and Coach Tarr needs to take a timeout with 1:01 to go.
So big
30-second timeout.
good job of trapping in the corner over there, and Coach Tarr wisely gets the timeout. 101, the Vikings trail 60 to 56, and they're in the bonus. It is still the 1-1 bonus for Winfield. Ripley still a foul away from getting into the bonus, so we got to be aggressive on both ends of the floor now, Brian, and try to get this thing tied up before regulation.
12-8 advantage here in the fourth quarter for the Vikings as they whittled it down to a 4-point game with 1:01 remaining as they will inbound under their own basket. Griffith will trigger it in to the right of the backboard. Into Music. Isaiah guarding him. The switch off. They double to get it out of his hands. Now Music with it. And a foul. See if they'll call it on Isaiah or Cade. It's going to be on Isaiah. That'll be 4 on Isaiah.
54 seconds as Winfield able to run some time off the clock. Their best shooter at the foul line, partner.
Probably not the scenario you wanted if you're the Vikings. Music with 23 points here tonight. He has been phenomenal. He's made tough shot after tough shot after tough shot. Goes to the line and calmly sinks the first free throw. 61-56, 24 for him. He leads all scorers. Second one for Music. Rolls that one in. Gets both, 25. Back to a 2-possession game. Isaiah quickly into the front court. Up to the left side. Nobody stops the basketball, and he misses the lay-in, gets his own rebound, misses the putback, and it's off of Lowry. Great effort by Isaiah, Jeff. He's just having a really off night.
Not seen him finish those layups, especially as wide open as he has had a couple here tonight.
Here's good, 42 seconds, and a foul on Music, and he's gone. That's 5. Maybe too little too late if you're a Viking fan. And the Viking fans give a sarcastic cheer. Will Rice checks in. So his night, 25 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. And Cade to the line as Rice checks in. Cade, a good free throw shooter. The junior toes the line. First one, short. Gets his own rebound, kept alive by Isaiah, and another foul. So the foul's starting to pile up. That's Toby Lowry, his 4th.
And again, free throw shooting woes continue for the Vikings. Here's the guy I would love to see at the free throw line for the Vikings.
In and out. Push off. Isaiah flopped, and Lowry's going to be called for the foul. Now he's gone. That's 5 on him.
So 38 seconds to go, and
so Miller will have to come in for him. So 2 key players fouling out. Isaiah, free throw up and in.
Finally making the free throw. You're going to get Hedrick in the game if Isaiah can knock this down so he doesn't pick up his 5th foul.
Isaiah making the free throws.
Gives the Vikings an opportunity to get the defense set.
Back to 4, 62-58.
Keep it out of the hands of Griffith if we can. Make Rice bring it up.
Lowry with it up the far side, and a touch foul on Luke, 37.2 to go in this one. Luke picks up his 3rd. Hedrick and Myers go back out. Isaiah and Anderson back in. Tanner Lowry to the line. 37.2 to go, 62-58.
I'm trying to figure out what Coach Tarr is wanting over here. I think must have had some perspiration or something on the basketball.
Tanner Lowry to the line. Free throw, up and in.
There's your senior stepping up.
That's how you win games right there. And it's paying off for them here on the road. Back to a 5-point Winfield advantage. Up and in.
And the
Hats
Vikings have got to get the ball up the floor.
Quickly. Isaiah passes off to Dylan. Looking for some room. He'll shoot a three straight away. That one's short. Brady clears the rebound. Ball loose. Put back. Fouled. Can't get it to fall. Man, nothing falling for the Vikings tonight.
No, if that one would have failed, then you got another foul shot opportunity.
It's going to be 2 shots now for the Vikings moving forward. Got to convert. Hedrick and Myers will check in. Free throw up and in. Isaiah out. Virgil back in, and Hedrick will come in for Brady if he makes this free throw. This would make it a 4-point game with 25 seconds remaining. 64-59 your score. Got it. Brady out. Offense, defense. Hedrick back in.
We just can't let him catch. Don't guard the inbounder and deny. Somebody just needs to play center field.
Into Lowry again. Across the time stripe to Rice. Back to Lowry. And Luke's going to have to foul him with 17.3 to go, and they're going to be shooting 2 the rest of the way.
Way too much time, Brian. You know, you don't want to question. Coach Mullins has done a great job of applying pressure and jump switching, but the guy throwing it in can't hurt you. But if you can get Cade or somebody playing center field and going wherever the ball goes, you get an immediate foul and a trap too. You may get a steal. Now he has to recover to get back. So
Winfield pulls everyone off the line for good reason. Tanner Lowry calmly makes another one. Isaiah and Brady back in the ball game.
They have done a good job tonight of closing out on our three-point shooters and not allowing us to get good looks out there.
It's been a great game plan tonight. Finally missed one. Luke rebounds it.
Gotta have it.
5-point games. Here comes Isaiah into the front court. Loses the handle. Back to Dylan. He'll shoot a three. In and out. Isaiah rebounds it. Back to Cade. 5 seconds. No good. Loose. Rice has it. And the Vikings are going to fall tonight to the Generals. A big win for Winfield on the road. Vikings drop their second of the season. We'll return with the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital post-game report after this on C98 The Bull. post-game report, Jeff. Viking fans filing out, quietly disappointed. But, man, what a game tonight by the Generals on the road. They come into Ripley. The Vikings with a chance to all but seal up home court through the section with a victory here tonight. And there's too much Ross music. Vikings had no answer for him, and he was phenomenal here this evening.
Yeah, he sure was. And during the broadcast, we talk about things he does, and one thing is he leads with that right arm. But good players, they're not going to call that.
No.
And as long as they don't, and as great a shooter as he is, he's going to make you pay if you're out of position. And we just got out of position on him too much tonight. He creates his own shot. He's great off the bounce. He's quick. He can take it to the hole and finish it. He can pull up and shoot the mid-range jumper, or he can knock down the three. So he's quite a threat out there, and we just couldn't stop him.
You miss 5 free throws. You go 8 of 13 from the line, 62%, about your season average. The Generals, 13 of 15, 87% from the line. You look at the stat line, that's probably the difference here tonight. It's a 5-point win for the Generals. They made 5 more free throws than us. Turnovers were about the same. Rebounding was about the same. Shot percentage from the floor was pretty similar. Free throw shooting.
That, and Brian, the number of free throws. We've got to get to the line more than that. With the bigs we've got inside with Brady and Luke, we've got to get to the free throw line more than that. Yes, questionable some of the calls, but you got to play through it. We talk about that. There's going to be contact. You got to make them call it as you go toward the basket. So, not enough attempts and then not knocking them down. And front end of one-on-ones hurt us a little bit here tonight, eliminated opportunities, and then just not being able to knock down free throws early.
So this sets up probably, Jeff, probably may see these guys again if, depending on how the seeding ends up in sectional. I would say 1 and 2, either or, Winfield or Ripley. They get by their first game. They're going to face off in the second game, which is just for regional seeding, but pretty good opportunity. These two teams are going to face off for a third time this year.
Yeah, I just hope it's on our home court. I mean, we went down there. It's a very, very hostile environment down there when we go down there to play. We were able to get the win on the road, but they come back and pay us back on our home floor. I didn't expect this to happen here tonight, Brian, but it did, and we've got to deal with it. So good game film here to watch, see what they did to us, got us out of our rhythm offensively. We're able to get the shots they wanted most of the night on the offensive end. So tough loss here at home.
Struggled from the floor tonight. That won't happen every night with the Vikings. A tough game coming off of the best game of his career for Isaiah. Dylan struggled from the floor tonight. Brady struggled from the floor on some point-blank shots. Just shots typically that we make were not falling tonight. And again, that's not just luck of the draw. A lot of that defense by Winfield. I think they had a great game plan and they executed.
Did a good job of running at us, when we did have shots, and closed out on us and kept us from being able to get good looks. That's why it's so important that when they shut you down on the perimeter that you're able to attack inside and go and score it. We just didn't do it enough tonight. So
a couple days off, Jeff, and then we'll be back at it again right here Friday night. Scott Skyhawks will be in town, and they will be in town looking to do exactly what Winfield did tonight, and that's exact some revenge on our home floor, and that's would be a regional opponent possibly if we can make it out of the section. So it will be the same type of fevered pitch effort from your opponent. The Vikings are going to have to bring the juice on Friday night. They're going to have to be ready to play.
And they thought, if we thought Winfield had a bomb squad, yeah. Wait till the Scott Skyhawks come to town, because they shoot it early and often from deep three, and we've got to be ready for them.
So we will wrap it up here from the Health Center. We say thank you to all of our sponsors of Viking basketball all season long on C98 The Bull. Special thanks to Rick Shannon, our station manager, and Jennifer Redmond for all of her hard work back at Viking Control. Again, our next broadcast Friday night right here from the Health Center, the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital. Countdown to tip-off will begin at 7. Tip-off set for 7:30. Until Friday night, Vikings fall here 65-60 to the Winfield Generals. For Jeff Waybright, I'm Brian Johnson. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great night. God bless.